Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and where you're tuning in from today. Let's get our music going here, make sure that's working. Pause that. All right. Welcome. My name is Nate Guadani. If you're new, we'll be doing some Qigong today. And Qi means energy, Gong is the cultivation. So it's about gathering and generating and circulating our own vital energy. And so this kind of resource of our vital energy can support and assist us in everything we do throughout the day and staying healthy and happy, even through really tough times and really big challenges. We can't really control a lot of things in the world or even within our own bodies, but there is a lot we can do to generate energy, to generate our own connection. And that's what this class is about. So let's get started. I'm gonna put a little music on and we'll get warmed up here. And anytime during class, if you have questions or comments, you can type them in the chat. I can't always get to it during the class. We will have time afterwards to address things like that. And if anything bothers you or hurts, just opt out or modify as needed. And if you're ready, let's begin. So we're gonna start warming up. I'm knocking on the door of life. Open your feet. You're gonna swing your body and twist and tap like this. Your palm will tap the chest, open palm in the back. Makes a light fist, tapping right behind your belly button. Swinging your body, lifting your back heel, rotating. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Neck and shoulders relax, let your body sway and shift. Wonderful. That circulation flowing. And today I'm going to take you through a full body tapping warm up, and this will help to generate and circulate energy. It helps with your lymphatic system and blood and circulation system. So I'll start with both hands tapping on your chest like this. And as we do this standing, you can bounce your knees. So you kind of find a rhythm here and bounce your knees as you tap. That vibration up and down helps to move the fluids and the energy in your body. Inhale through your nose, out through your mouth. If you're new to Qigong, a lot of the stuff we do is going to seem quite strange, tapping and shaking and moving around. So part of the fun, also trying something new, kind of a way to wake up your mind, doing something a little awkward or strange. But when I was in Korea training with some Qigong teachers there, I would go to the parks and they have an amazing park culture. Go ahead and bring one hand forward, tap the top of the shoulder. And in the parks of China and Korea and Japan, Qigong has really grown and thrived, and Tai Chi, that's where it really all started. It's a community practice out in nature. Put down the arm. So if you have the luxury to take your computer out to the porch or backyard or your phone somewhere, doing it outside in nature is even more effective. Palms clap, same hand now, tap the back of the hand, same arm you started with, and go up the forearm. So I remember walking around the parks there and you'd see groups of people doing Qigong here and doing Tai Chi there, and going on walks and exercising. People were really active, and it was a way to meet friends and community, and that's a big part of the benefit of Qigong, I think, too, is just seeing your friends and community too. Thumb and index line go down this edge of your arm, and then right between the thumb and index there's a webbing, in that webbing area. There's your acupressure point there. As you tap, give it a little sensation, a little sharp sensation there. Now same thing, same hand, chop the pinky side. Raise your arm up. And reaching high. There's been a lot of research now seeing all this, the effects of being lonely, the effects of not having community around us can be really detrimental to our health. So I appreciate all of you showing up today and building this community together and spending this time. Even if we're in separate rooms, we can still feel connected. by doing the same thing at the same time. Tap those armpits. Probably something you don't do every day, at least not yet. Let your arm down and tap the lungs. So let's now take a moment and feel the difference between your arms. Pause here and take a breath. And feel the difference between one arm that we're tapping and the other we haven't yet. Difference in that sensation. Let's switch, other side. And as you're tapping, your wrist, your elbow are relaxed. Sometimes beginners will be very tight and stiff, and it actually is better to relax as you tap. Palms forward and go down the palm line. If you can, keep that bounce going with your knees. And palms and fingers. Tap, tap, tap. Give yourself a hand for showing up today. Each other. This is something babies do when they're happy. It's kind of a natural reaction, right? Applause and clapping. So you might tap into some of that childlike energy as you do it. And the back of the hand. Great. Yeah, it's wonderful to see you. I always enjoy seeing you move around with me. I started doing a YouTube live class, and you can't see anybody. It's just like teaching to a blank screen, and I have to say I enjoy it more when I can see folks, but not everybody has to have their camera on. I know some people would prefer to have it off, and that's always fine too. Go down your thumb and index line, and all the way down to that area, that webbing between thumb and index, right? And students don't realize it, but sometimes I get inspiration. I have one student in my other class, and she's been doing it for a couple of years with me. She kind of knows the routines. Chop the pinky. And so sometimes she'll kind of like go off script. I'll be doing something and she's doing something else, and I'll think, oh yeah, that's good. Maybe we'll do that next. So there's a feedback loop. So tap those armpits, little side bend here, and breathe. If you aren't already tapping your armpits every day, now you could begin. A wonderful practice for the lymphatic system. It can feel quite tender, right? It can feel a little bit sensitive, and that's okay. That's a good sign of stimulation here. Put that arm back down and relax. Both sides. And in Qigong, their philosophy is very tied into the seasons, to the nature around us. So here in the Northern Hemisphere, we're beginning the fall season. They say the lungs are the most important organ to energize and focus on this time of the year. The air is getting colder. People are gathering more, and there's more pathogens and toxins and viruses, flus, and colds going around. So one strategy is in this time of the year, really work on energizing and getting really good stimulation and circulation and health for your lungs. So tapping is one great way to get the energy moving in there. Now down to the rib cage, and right around your large intestine here, circles around under the ribs. And helping with digestion, elimination, absorbing nutrients, distinguishing it from waste. Back around the belly. Nicely done. And now open the feet a little, bend the knees, tap the lower back and the kidneys. And lower back area as best you can, reaching. And then down the backside, back to your legs. All the way down. Down, 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 as far as you can go to the ankles. Tap the tops of your feet. And up your shins. Passing through the knees here. Front of your hips. And the pelvis. A nice solid bounce here. A little slower and stronger on the hips. Strong bones, strong joints. Can usually handle a lot of vibration. Outer hips. We went hiking up our local hill called Spencer's Butte with my 2.5-year-old daughter on a harness on my back. So if you're wanting to strengthen this area, I got a good exercise for you. Go ahead and tap down the outside of your legs. All the way down. And inside the legs, inside of the ankles, up the middle, inner thighs. And we'll finish here with the low belly. And a little slower, a little stronger. Just find a rhythm here. Balance and tap, low belly. I call this the Dan Tien. Dan means the energy. Tien is the field. This field of energy. Think of a electron field. That's the idea. It's this force field of power in the core. And through Qigong, you can start to sense and feel that and circulate it. Rubbing clockwise, up the right, down the left. Beautiful. And sweep your body and brush head to toe. So that little tapping routine, something you can do every day to help with circulation. And notice how your hands feel. You might feel a little bit more tingly, a little bit more blood circulating, maybe a little warmer even. So over time, your hand sensitivity circulation will improve with tapping. That helps you feel energy through Qigong. Next, we'll go through some joint rotations. Feet wide, bend the knees, fingertips to collarbones, and rotate. It's a good posture exercise. Stretches the front, strengthens the back. It provides a clear path for your shoulders to open. Here's an advanced version where you do this while smiling. Okay. You know how to try that. It's a little harder, but you get more benefit. Beginners, just start with like a little smile. Don't go too much at first. As you get more advanced, you can do a full grin, but don't want to overdo it yet. Backwards. Roll it in. And one way to help with that smiling variation is to try one in and one out. So you go opposites. A little bit of a brain teaser. There you go. So trying something new, good for the brain. Switch. Relax those shoulders. I've actually got a lot of these little body tricks. So over time, over the weeks, you'll pick up a bunch. Good. Here's a fun one. So you're going to swing your arms front to back like this. You can bring your feet in a little bit closer for this one. And then you just keep going higher, higher, higher. And then try to clap overhead. And then go back down. So it looks like this. You're going one way, clap, come back down. And now, here's the tricky part. We haven't gotten to the tricky part yet. You continue the circle with a high five as you pass the top. And both hands tap the legs at the same time at the bottom. So why is this hard? Go ahead and reverse. Because your body wants to do more of a functional movement, like a swimming motion with one forward and one back, right? But this is a totally dysfunctional movement. There's no use for this movement. So it's very hard for your brain to wrap its head around it. I don't know if your brain has a head to wrap around, but you know what I mean. All right, shake it out. So even if you're struggling with those a little bit, it's still good for you. Left leg forward, right leg back. Pretty much everything that we're doing in class together here can be repeated on a regular basis. You can do it, I recommend starting with 3 times a week. So you can access these recordings or you can find some of my other videos, but 3 times a week, you'll start to feel the progress building on each class. Whereas once a week, it's like a little bit like starting over each time. There's so much time in between, the benefits don't compound quite as much. But eventually you can go to 5 times a week, and some people even do 6 or 7 days a week. Totally up to you though, and your body, what you need. Hold, elbows up, back. 1, 2, 3, 4, palms wide. 5, 6, 7, 8, elbows back. It's not a forceful movement. 2, 3, 4, palms wide. Open the chest. 2, 3, 4. I like to imagine big rubber bands. Elbows. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. 3, 4. Palms open. Chest. 2, 4. And alternating every 4 times. Maybe even switching your top hand. Time you go. Building that sense of resilience into your shoulders and joints. That springiness. One more round. Nice. Switch. All right, and release. Other leg, switch, lunge the other side. Excuse me. So even if you don't do a whole class, just taking little bits and pieces like this lunge or some of these warm-ups, start to incorporate them into your day. Can make a big, big difference. Now hold that lunge, palms forward. We're gonna go 1, 2, other side, 3, 4. The top hand almost skims your hair. The other hand goes next to your hip. Your palms are sliding on the inside of a big ball. There's a circular track in motion here. And you keep that kind of curve, that little stretch along the back of both hands the whole time. All right, wonderful. Last one. And release. Give it a shake. So in Qigong, we take you through some really basic and fundamental movement patterns. Next one, wide stance, toes out a little, and squats. So we basically want to take you through all your ranges of motion, all your joints, all your basic movement patterns. Feel that comfort, feel that ease and capability in all these areas. Hold that lunge. Build power around this lower half. Your palms press together and now shift side to side. Feel that stretch along the inside of the hips, outside. Now bend. Move the hands toward the bent knee side. Your palms are kind of straight up here. So as you keep your hands up, you'll feel that stretch along this back of the wrist too. And you feel that little stretch through the spine and the ribs. You want that rotation a little bit. Last thing, your head turns away from your hands. And breathing steady, your head stays somewhat level if you can. If you need to bob up and down a little bit, it's okay, but smooth and level is what we're aiming for. Swimming dragon. Wonderful. All right, bring it in. This next one is a fun one. A lot of the Qigong movements have really cool names too, so part of the fun. Open a wide stance, your toes can point out a little bit, and you reach up, and you make big claws with your hands, and then you sink down like that. And the hands to the knees. Now, if you have pain in the knees, hips, or back, this can be done seated. So if you need to take a load off, just do it perched on the edge of your chair. Totally fine. Or just have it there if you think you might need it. And then you come down like this. Let's just practice that part. Up and down a few times. So you got a wide stance. And you just kind of squat and lower. And for strengthening the back and the kidneys. But same thing, if that's hurting or it's too much pressure, just do it seated on a chair. Or just don't go so far. You can just do like part of it. Okay. Now there's another part of this. So if you're having trouble here, just keep doing it, but or back off a little, but don't go further. Now, if you want to go further though, here's the next step. You come up, make big claws, sink down, hands to knees, drop the chest, and then you look around the mountain. The dragon peers around the mountain. Make a full circle, and then you come up. Yeah, good leg and hip back workout. Open, pounce, sink, hands to knees, hold, other way. Peer around the mountain. A big, long dragon. Twisting your strong spine. Come up. Don't force it. Take breaks as you need. One more round here. Inhale. Claws. Sink. Knees. Drop. Rotate. And rise up. And last one. Inhale. Claws. Bounce. Hands to knees. Drop the chest. Circle the other way. And return. Rub your hands together. Let's put some heat into your lower back here. Rub your back. Washing away any residual tension. Back and hips. And some warmth to those kidneys. All right, and feet together. A few more stretches to warm things up before we get into our flows. Lace your fingers, press up tall, inhale. Reaching high. If you'd like a challenge to your balance, pump your toes and heels back and forth, rocking. Feel and generate that warmth and vitality within you, circulating the interstitial fluids, circulating the lymphatic fluids, circulating your blood, your energy. Think of it also as circulating your attention. Our attention is often stuck in our heads or in our phones or in our world. Bring our attention back to the body, to the feet, to the hips, the hamstrings, to every part of ourself. Heels down, gently twist. Circulate your attention through the spine, torso, and ribs. Taller on the inhale, turning on the exhale. Other way. If your arms need a rest, let them rest on your head. Otherwise, press up again. Higher inhale. Twist exhale. And back to center. Hands behind the head. Elbows in and out. And pumping your shoulder blades. Hold it open wide. Engage your core. Very gentle tip to one side. Breathe. The warmth spread up the ribs. Switch. Other way. Tip and breathe. And back to center now. Feet wide. Last stallion stretch. And clasp your hands. Straighten the elbows. Lift the heart. And once again, you can let the stretch spread all the way up to the corners of your mouth, stretching your lips up and back. You can even do a big yawn here, stretch your jaw, stretch your tongue. Amazing how much tension we can get used to holding in our face and jaw and head. Let it out. One more yawn. You got your tongue like a cat yawning. And relax your face. Release your fingers. Shrug the shoulders. Nicely done. All right, we're gonna have some more fun. This is a vibration exercise where you get to shake your body out. You're gonna have a little dance party. So we'll do a few minutes called body vibration. You simply shake it all out. You stand, shake your fingers, shake your elbows, shake your shoulders up and down. Shift your weight side to side. Your neck roll around like a bobblehead. Your neck and shoulders release. It's like a rag doll. Let everything relax. And you can even move your hands. You can shake your hands overhead, front and back, swing them around side to side. Try lots of new patterns. The shoulders knocking on a door, front to back like this. You can knock on the door with your hips, twisting them, scrubbing and grinding all the garbage in our body and flushing it out. It's natural to feel a little awkward, a little self-conscious at first, but that's something you can also shake out too. I noticed my anxiety got a lot better. I used to feel really self-conscious and anxious in my body, and body vibration was a really fun way to release that. I could feel more and more freedom as I practice, just letting go, letting my body move without judgment. Just get into a groove and let your mind clear. It's okay to fold the body, lower the head. Find the patterns that heal and vibrate, restore balance. Let's get into that vibration, that flow state. You might seek out areas of tension or resistance and send vibration there. You might seek out areas of freedom and celebrate, open parts that feel good. If you just let go of control, your body will figure it out and find the best vibration for you today. Keep exploring until you find a movement pattern that feels really nourishing or stimulating or calming, whatever you're needing. With just enough exploration, you'll find patterns that really, really benefit you. All right, slow it down, slow it down. Keep the feet grounded. Let the vibration continue through the knees and hips and shoulders and head. Whole body just vibrating together. Close the eyes and just continue to slow down until you settle. Pause there. Feel the tingling, the energy flowing. That vitality that you've generated, buzzing, pulsing, radiating. Bend your knees, take a big step out, opening form, sink your hips, circle and gather. Exhale and lower. Moving at your own pace. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sink. Qigong is about synergy, synchronizing all that you are, body, mind, and spirit, synchronizing your movements and your breath. Make a wave in front of you, so your body becomes like a ripple from the bottoms of your feet, rolling and rippling off your fingertips. Moving at any pace that works for you. Imagine standing chest deep in the ocean, and the arms float on the surface, and the wave rolls off your fingertips, lifting you, and lowering you gently. Beautiful. And now open your arms out to the side and back in. Open to the side. Back in, soaring crane. Being up lighter. Breathing into your lungs. Deep and full. Nice. And then palms face inward. Wave hands like clouds. Your hand floats across the chest. Hand floats across your center. Shifting your weight side to side. At first, you'll practice Qigong like trying to swim in an empty pool without any water in it. And it's just like you're practicing the strokes and you're moving around, but you don't really feel anything's happening. And little by little, as you practice more and more, there's a palpable sense of energy where it's like swimming in the water and your hands interact with the water and the movements kind of follow the function of moving through water. The form follows function. So your movements naturally become fluid and flowing and aligned with these energy patterns. Let's practice a walking form that will challenge and strengthen your balance. The crane walk, your hands float up, and you hover, and then just step down, your wings come down. Step forward, just a tiny step. Arms lift as your knee lifts, you hover, you sink, very soft, as if you've got that parachute of the wings to help soften your landing. Making it light as a feather. Don't worry about the details. We'll get over those later. Just get the basic sketch of the movement. Hover and lift. And down. Giving your balance a challenge. Just walk around the space you're in. You can go forward, sideways, even backward as you get more comfortable. Generally, there's a little side step, 45 degrees. That just allows your hips to open. Embody the grace and balance of a white crane. Lift and lower. All right, beautiful. And now grounding into bow and arrow stance, above front stance. A lunge, your front knee over the ankles, back heel down. And it's called grinding tofu. Your hands will float around your belly button or a little below, a little bit lower. And then you make a circle. You glide around the leading knee, and then you come back and kind of pass through the belly, and then wide and circle. Draw it in toward the front knee, shift back, and glide. Grinding up the soybeans. Grinding tofu. This is for the digestive system. There's a gentle twist across your belly and organs. Smooth and calming motion, no rush. Like that fermentation process, the slow transformation. It's easier to digest. And switch your feet to the other side. And same thing now, but mirror image. Gliding in, shifting your weight back and forth as you circle the arm. One teacher calls it like a kidney bean shape, like an arc, and then it kind of has a little inward circle as it goes around your belly, and an arc. Go nice and slow. One of the benefits of Qigong is you can induce the parasympathetic nervous system, rest and digest response. And your sympathetic nervous system has only an on or off switch, a left or a right, a fight or flight or rest and digest. They can't both be happening at the same time. So by definition, when you induce the relaxation response, you suppress the fight or flight response. And a cascade of healing effects flows through you, changes in your blood pressure, your neurochemistry, digestion, blood flow. Flicking a master switch that opens all these breakers. And now feet parallel to horse riding, pebble in the pond, you slide, and same kind of motion, but now spreading apart. A little fold, a little half bow, and then rise. So if you can allow your body and brain to sink into that rest, digest, calm state of mind, you're unlocking a treasure chest of health benefits. And nicely done. Now accumulation pose, standing, or if you're getting tired of standing, you can sit for this. A seated version is exactly the same. You just perch on the edge of your chair and open the arms in a circle. Either way. The knees are bent, the hips are sunk. There's a little tuck of the tailbone. The back, you can almost imagine your back is against a wall and it's nice and aligned. You're not tipping forward or you're not leaning back. and vertical. Arms are circled, fingers a little spread, a little space in the armpits. Tip of the tongue and the roof of the mouth. Eyes open, soft gaze, or closed with inner focus. Imagine your body is a rain barrel. And instead of gathering rain, you're gathering your attention. You're funneling your awareness into your body. Consider what percentage of your day is your awareness funneling inward, or is it flowing outward? Consider your attention is a resource, power source. And if it's always draining out, how exhausting it'll be. Qigong is turning that attention, accumulating that resource inward. Even if it's uncomfortable or unfamiliar, bring and welcome those feelings and sensations as well. With practice, you can hold this for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, eventually 10 minutes. Very, very likely with practice, you can hold this for up to an hour. But just a few minutes is enough to get tremendous benefit. Place your palms toward each other and see if you can feel a vibration like two magnets passing by each other. Repulsion, attraction, a wave of pressure. If you feel like your joints are blocked or stiff or tight, you can shake them out and then try again. Picture a brilliant light between your palms. Picture a color. What color is it today? As you start to fill the hands with this energy ball, scan your body and feel where in your body would you like to receive this cultivated energy, this gift. Feel a part of your body kind of calling out for it, welcoming it in, asking for it, and your hands start to move and naturally flow to face and connect. Press into that part of your body, taking 3 deep breaths, absorbing it in. Visualize like water soaking into a thirsty plant, this energy soaking into your cells. Like electricity animating an appliance, this energy activating the tissue, your immunity, your organs and glands. And massage and take this warmth and rub it all over your body like lotion. Rub it into your skin, your face. Absorbing and soaking in this warm, loving energy, head to toe. Releasing any stiffness from the joints, massaging out achy spots as you go.